What's up, everyone? It's your friendly neighborhood YouTuber, guys. And guess what? We are coming back at it again with another amazing action figure review starring this guy right here, Bishop. Now, guys, this Bishop, this Marvel Legends Bishop, was from the Toybiz days. This Marvel Legend right here is probably one of the most sought after Marvel Legends out there right now as we speak from Toybiz. One of the main reasons why is because it was beautifully done. The work still holds up to this day. And also, they did an amazing job with this Bishop. I've always liked this Bishop. I always thought he was really, really awesome. This was one of the best figures from the Toybiz era, as far as figures were concerned. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this guy. Of course, I got him loose. And as you see to the left, there's the newest Bishop. To the right, there's the first Bishop that came out, the original Toybiz Bishop. The very first one way back in, I think, 1991 or 92. And we're going to do a little comparison, as if there is a comparison. Now, one of the reasons why I wanted to get this Bishop is, well, two reasons. One reason, I found him for a good price. It's not like I was looking for him. I just came upon him. I thought he was a really, really good Bishop. I've always liked this Bishop. Yeah, I guess you can kind of call this like a versus episode, but at the same time, it's really not. It's more of a review of this beautiful articulated masterpiece that Toybiz did. Now, this is from, I think, from 2009. I could be wrong. I'm not really for sure. If you guys know the year, let me know. But I wanted to show you, and plus this guy is really heavy. Compared to Hasbro right here, he's really, really heavy. And like I said, this is going to be kind of like a versus episode 2, because we're going to do like kind of a comparison between these two. And to find out which one's better, which one I prefer. Okay, so we'll put him off to the side. And we'll check out his articulation. So as far as his articulation goes, his arms are on a ball joint. He does have a break here at the upper biceps. Another great thing too, guys, you see the peg right there in his hand. He actually has a peg for his gun, which is pretty awesome. He does have articulated fingers. Look at that. Remember articulated fingers, guys? Each finger is articulated, which that is absolutely amazing. Why they don't do that now? Well, because the hands are now rubber and it's much more cheap and much more cost effective. Same thing with his hand. He does have on both hands articulated fingers. All the fingers are articulated, and he does have a peg right there in that hand as well. He comes with two guns. This gun right here, this gun right here. We'll take a look at that after I show you the articulation. Break here at the upper torso. He does not really have an ab crunch. This right here, his scarf is somewhat articulated. I don't think you can remove it. His head is articulated somewhat, but it's kind of hindered by the gun, his scarf, and the mold, the scope of his body. He does have the ball peg legs here, but they do extend out that much. You can get them to rotate every which way known to man possible. Break here. No double jointed legs, because this was back from 1990, not 1990, but 2009, if I'm correct. He does have boot articulation right there at the toe, so he does have a break there at the toes. He does have a break here at the upper shin, and his feet go up that much. Not much ankle pivoting going on. Let's take out his weapon. So this one can be removed from here. This one goes into this hand because there's the peg hole right there. And it kind of pegs into there, which is, I think, is a brilliant idea. Pegs in there, and then you can put his articulated finger in there if you wanted to hold it. He holds it kind of awkwardly. It doesn't really stay in there because of the articulated fingers. I see why they stopped doing articulated fingers, because the gun had a hard time staying in his hand, especially with the articulated hand, and he kind of holds the gun awkwardly. I like the idea of the articulated fingers. I still am for that idea, but I see why they stopped doing it, because it was hard for him to hold the weapon and to hold it at such a good angle. So there's one of his guns. Here's one of his big guns, and these guns are pretty heavy too. They're not like the lightweight guns that you are accustomed to getting at for Hasbro. And his gun just kind of pegs into there like so. It's very similar to the one that I just showed you, except this one, his fingers somewhat go into fits onto the trigger a little bit better, but he still holds the gun at an awkward angle. But his wrist is articulated, so yeah, it's not too shabby. And being that it's an older figure, the joints are a little bit loose, so he has a hard time holding the gun. But nonetheless, he holds it pretty nicely. Beautifully detailed gun. So we'll take the weapon out of his hand for now. Put it in there, and one thing I like about this, you can put it in this way or put it in that way, whatever you prefer. I guess probably the other way, because it seemed like it was fitting better that other way. Now, one thing I liked about this Bishop, guys, is that he came with two guns. The last Bishop that I got, well, actually, if you look at this Toybiz figure, he came with two guns. And then the newest one from Hasbro only came with one gun, but I gave him an extra gun from like a Spawn figure. So I gave him this gun because I felt like Bishop needed two guns because he only had the one gun right here. Now, let me back my camera out a little bit for you guys. Now, as far as detail, listen, I mean, the detail on this Marvel Legends Toybiz right here is way superior, way superb. It has like the black wash over it. The detail is more immaculate. And, you know, I've said this many times before, guys. This right here, this is more based on the animated, you know, straight out the comic book look right here. This is based on a TV series. This is based on a comic book. You know, back in the day, Toybiz, they were going for a more realistic look. Same thing that Marvel Select does right now. You know, so it's very hard to compare a Marvel Select figure to a Marvel Legends figure, because Marvel Select goes for more of a real approach. You know, if you look at the Beast figure, the Marvel Select Beast figure, and compare him to the Marvel Legends Beast figure, you can see that the Marvel Legends is more of a cartoonish Beast, you know, straight out the comic book, where Marvel Select, they try to make it look more realistic. Which I love both Beast figures for what they are. Yes, I like the Toybiz Beast a little bit better, but I'm not hating on the Marvel Select Beast because they go for a realistic approach. Now, if you guys been watching my videos, you saw him in my big, geek haul, mail call, and I decided that I wasn't going to put this guy with my Marvel Legends collection because simply he doesn't fit in. I already have a Bishop right here, and being that we were just talking about Marvel Select and how realistic of figures they have, he's going to go into my Marvel Select collection because he has that similar vibe. He has that realistic look vibe, and Marvel Select have yet to do a Bishop figure, so he will go into my Marvel Select collection as of right now until Marvel Select decides to do a Bishop figure. But with all that being said, listen, the comparison is just, both of them are equally good, guys. I do like this face sculpt. It's just a little bit better. This one right here, the Hasbro version. As far as everything else, listen, the detail goes to this one right here. Marvel, the Toybiz one. The boots even, they did a fantastic job on the boots, the detailing, the silver. See the silver they gave them. Here, the knee pads, the boots just look way awesome. I'd much rather have these boots compared to these boots right here. Articulation, listen, it is about the same, except this is a little bit more newer. I think this is the years apart. I think it's 2019. This came out in 2018, so roughly around 10 years these figures are separated by. So 2018, this guy came out 2009, maybe around 2008. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. So yeah, 10 years for Marvel Legends Hasbro to improve on Bishop. And listen, I really still like this Bishop. I think this Bishop right here, Marvel Legends Hasbro, they did an amazing job. I still like this Hasbro. This is more of a cartoonish look that Marvel Legends are going for. And they're not going for a realistic look because Marvel Legends, let's face it, the Marvel Legends lines are for kids. You know, us as adults, we collect them because, you know, we used to collect them back in the day. And so it reminds us of our childhood, and he reminds me of my childhood. And this is the look that they pretty much were going for right here. This is the original Toybiz Bishop, and you can see the comparisons right here. Essentially, he is the same figure, except in a much bigger form. And this is kind of what they were going for as far as Toybiz, trying to capture the original Toybiz look as far as the look for Bishop. And that's why this is not going to be like a versus episode, guys, of which one is better, because I think they're both equally good. But this Bishop right here is pretty awesome. And this is one of the main reasons why I can't put him in my Marvel Legends collection. Well, two reasons. One, I already have a Bishop, and two, he will look much better in my Marvel Select display. So, there was my little review of this Bishop, guys. Tell me, which one do you guys like better? Do you like the old school right here from the cartoon classic, right out the comic book? Or do you like this classic Bishop right here, guys? Either one, I think, is really good, but I'm glad to have this realistic Bishop. As far as him standing, he's not really... he can't really stand all that great because he is an older figure, and he is pretty loose, and he's kind of off balanced. But he might need a base, and it feels like one leg is shorter than the other. So as far as trying to get him to stand, yeah, he has to be hunched over like he has a bad back. And probably also one of the main reasons too is because of this gun holster. This gun is pretty heavy as well. And let me give you, actually, you know what? Let me give you guys a closer look of this Bishop. I'm going to measure him, and then I'll rate him. And, oh yeah, also one thing too, the earrings as well. That's the other thing that this Bishop doesn't have, is this Bishop has the earrings. And also he has the red eyes as well. Bishop right here, he has the white eyes. So, yeah, and see the earrings on both sides. And the green tarnish around the gloves as well. So this Bishop is definitely more detailed than the Hasbro version. So let me stand him up here, being that he doesn't stand very well. And I'm going to measure him. So he stands just a little under 7 inches tall, guys. Between 6.5 and 7 inches tall. Okay, on a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, guys, listen, I really love this Bishop. I'm going to give him a 9, guys, because he is pretty perfect. There's nothing wrong with him. The detail is pretty immaculate. And yeah, Toybiz did an amazing job on this figure. The head sculpt, the hair, everything about him is really brilliantly done. And with these ball joints right here for his legs, even though they're outdated, you can't really notice them because of the way Bishop is built. His body proportions are very unique because he's a really big, husky, muscular guy. So you don't even really notice the ball hinges there with this Bishop figure. So, there you guys have it. There was my little review of the original Toybiz Bishop. Well, not the original if you count this guy right here. But tell me what you guys think of this Bishop. Do you like him? Which one do you prefer? Do you like this one? Do you like this one? Do you like that one? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention his buddy Cable over here as well. Here's Cable. Let me bring in Cable. So there's Cable. This is how Cable and Bishop measure up. Actually, they go pretty well together, this Cable and this Bishop. Like this right here. So yeah, this Cable and this Bishop goes very well. but I always thought Bishop and Cable work around the same height, you know what I mean? This Bishop is a little bit more shorter and stockier. So, we'll leave it at that, guys. Tell me what you guys think of this classic Toybiz version of Bishop. So we'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye!